Yeah, no, Apple, if you're watching this, I'm on your head. Watch your back. Fix Apple iCloud.
Get on this. What's his name?
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, Steve Jobs. Freaking do something, man. What's the other guy?
I have no idea. I only know Steve Jobs.
Damn.
But this
Kevin?
is officially the Steve Jobs, Micah Bode,
Yes.
Utah, Videography Utah,
Yes.
Apple iCloud,
Family
BYU
history.
AdLab family history episode.
Yes. Brilliant. We touched on all those topics.
All the important pillars.
You should list that on the thing. You should list it as that's what.
Oh, that's going to be the title of the video.
You
this
should.
is the official.
Yes.
That's
you
it.
Should. That's sick. Kevin Cook.
Oh, whoa.
It's Kevin Cook. That's the guy. That's Apple.
Is he like the head of Apple right now?
Yeah, he's
Kevin
the CEO.
Cook? He's not cooking. Perfect. Well, welcome back, everyone, to the Wilson Seneca podcast. Super excited for this episode today, in which we have Jack Josie. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So Jack and I met this past spring term, in Comms 101 with Professor Church.
What a guy.
What a guy.
He actually
honestly,
is a sweet dude.
He's super cool. I actually tried to get him on the podcast.
Oh, really?
But he is out in Hawaii doing some type of research.
Yeah, that's sick. I remember he was doing that when we were there too.
Yeah. Super cool communications professor and taught a great class, honestly.
Yeah.
I always look forward to that class.
Yeah.
But Jack and I both, well, I guess you've already made it into the advertising program.
Yes, and you are there basically.
Yeah. So
Your heart is there.
I interview this a week from today on Friday. And I guess by the time this comes out, I'll already know if I'm in or not, hopefully. But yeah, and you applied content and I'm doing art direction, hopefully.
Art direction.
But yeah, super excited for this interview, and I really appreciate you making the time to be here.
Of course. This is fun.
Here's the question.
Yeah, let's do it.
So obviously videography has been a large part of your life.
Yeah.
Do you have like a first experience, or was it like anything growing up that was indicative to you like taking on videography, would you say?
Yeah, actually, I remember like me and my siblings. I'm the youngest in my family.
Okay.
And I was kind of like the odd one out a little bit growing up.
How so?
Because I'm like 3 years or 4 years younger than the sister above me, and they were all really close. And I was probably like a little on the sidelines a little bit.
Okay.
But I remember one time I got, they all got like, do you remember flip video cameras?
Yes.
Bro, those were sick.
They are sick.
Anyways, they all got those for Christmas. And I was
Gotcha.
like, that's so cool. And like, they were just running around like doing videos. And I always like kind of want to like, you're the youngest, so you kind of want to be like in the vibe.
Right.
And fit in a little bit. And I remember I got back from hanging out with one of my buddies one day. I was probably like 6 or 7. Who knows? Ages. It's all a
Right.
blur. And like I got home and they were making a music video to that Snoop Dogg song.
Oh yeah. They're like Shkoo.
Yeah. I like ice cream. Yeah, they were doing a thing to that. And I remember being like I was participating in it, and for me it was kind of like the first, like they had been all playing with their flip video cameras.
Uh-huh.
And for me it was like, it kind of made me feel like I was in a little bit, that I was like I was participating on like this Snoop Dogg music video with them. It's a sick video, and it's actually still on YouTube. You
Really?
can still find their Snoop Dogg music video. It's hilarious and
You'll have to
probably
link it to
racist
me. Oh,
in today's
whoa.
day.
That's crazy.
Yes, back in the day it was not, but yeah, I think that was kind of like my first like, oh, this is like I have a lot of fun with people when I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And then me and my sister started making videos a lot with her friends, and I had like a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then they left. I kind of didn't make videos with them anymore, and then I started making videos with my neighbor friend. I kind of like was always doing that with people. Like it was kind of like my way to like bond with people. Like it was just fun. But yeah. So that's the conception of it. That's where it all started, I guess.
That's super cool. I'm curious, like, did any of your siblings that got those like flip cameras, are they still doing videography or not really?
No, so we're all kind of like artsy.
Mm-hmm.
Like my sister did graphic design here at BYU.
Wow.
Yeah, she really loved it.
That's a cutthroat program.
Yeah, it is, for real. And my other sister also did graphic design at UVU. And she did like short form content for like companies for a while too. Mm-hmm. And then my brother actually did do videography for a little bit, kind of like he was making content for people. But he has a jewelry business now in Atlanta.
Dope.
Yeah, and
That's
so he
cool.
like designs jewelry for some big boys.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so we're all like, we got that like kind of creative twitch.
Is that from your parents, would you say? Do they kind of have creative professions as well?
No.
Or?
No, not at all.
Really?
My dad is like maybe a little bit, but like no, not really. My grandma is like a very creative, like she's a painter.
Okay.
She'd be painting. She got a room full of painting stuff.
Yeah.
It's sick.
That's dope.
Yeah, we all credit her for our creative brains.
That's super sick.
Yes.
So you mentioned in the bio that you sent me before coming here today.
Yeah.
That you, like you mentioned, you made videos growing up.
Yeah.
But you had one of them shown in the local theater.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I like stopped making videos once I like got into middle school because it's just like all my hobbies just like fell into the dish because of video games. Yeah. Classic. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 had just come out.
Nice.
So it's like, you're not gonna make videos.
Of course.
Yeah. So, and then I moved to Utah because I'm from Georgia. So all that happened in Georgia. And then I moved to Utah, and like I never really had hobbies. Yeah. Like I didn't play any sports growing up. At least I wasn't good at them. And then.
And how old were you when you moved from Georgia to
So
Utah?
I moved here when I was like 14, 15.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so, when I was like 16, I kind of picked up a camera again and started making movies. And I made like a really dumb, like kind of mockumentary thing.
Okay.
About how hard my life was. But like I have a very easy life, so it was like kind of sarcastic and ironic. And then like I made a few more. And like they were like I put my freaking heart and soul into it. Right. Like I'd write it out, like I'd write a script, I'd like think about it for like months.
That's sick.
And then like I'd just like get to it. Me and my family would like video it, put people in the movies. They were like an hour and a half long. Like they were like legit. Like I still watch them and I'm like, hell yeah, like this is sick.
I did that.
Yeah, it's cool. And then one of them I put in like a lot of, like I was really putting my freaking soul into it. Uh-huh. It was about me falling in love with an Amazon Alexa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so I worked on it for like almost a year, probably over a year. Me and my sister wrote it. And then I was like, I can't just show this on a stupid TV.
Right.
So I called my theater in Heber. And was like, set it up.
Really?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we can totally do that.
Yes. So it sounds cooler than it is because like I just rented the theater and like had friends and family like come up. It wasn't like, that would be so sick if they like
please come show your movie.
Yeah. Like they played it there. Yeah. It wasn't like that. It was like I rented it out.
Gotcha.
And like friends and family came, but it did happen. It was in a theater, and it was a magical experience.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Did you have to pay for that, or they were just like, okay?
Yes, but also, yeah, I did have to pay for it, and then like everyone that came paid
admissions
paid me to go in. So,
that's cool.
I probably made like $15 or something.
So do you think like if I were to just like call up the local theater here and be like, hey, I want to rent out?
Yeah, for real, you can.
They would totally just let you. That's super sick.
Yeah, probably a smaller one is better too. It's Heber, so it's like small town vibes.
That's cool.
But
I remember, so Micah in our class, and like he just got in for content as well. I followed him over the summer. I heard about him just because I was like YouTubing like BYU ad application videos and stuff like that, and his was super cool. So I looked through like all of his stuff, followed him on Instagram. Anyway, the reason I bring him up is because he made like a short film over the summer and like showed it outside on like.
Did you go to it?
I didn't. I wanted to so bad.
I did too.
Did you go to it?
No, he sent me an invite and I was gonna go, but then like something came up. It was like at a wedding or something.
I just think it's
worst
so cool.
wedding ever. Probably it wasn't even worth it. Yeah, it was. He's such a brilliant.
Oh yeah,
I love his stuff. He's actually like so sick. Yeah.
He's so cool.
He's a super good dude.
And I think just the idea of like showing your work in that kind of setting instead of just posting on YouTube is like super exciting. It's, I don't know, people want to go out and like see stuff like that.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. How would you say like your videography has maybe evolved or changed or developed throughout, because you've been doing this since how old? Like 7? How would you say it's changed throughout that time?
I think what's changed is like what I focus on.
Okay.
Like when I was a kid, it was like all about making something kind of funny.
Yeah.
And like posting it and like just something with the boys to like laugh about, like a silly video. Which is like, I think you learn things through doing that. Like you learn editing. That's like how to edit something to make it funny. Like I've always learned like very naturally. Like I hate watching videos of people. We talked about this because it's like everyone's different, and I watch a video of someone and they like are teaching you something, and it's like, I don't know, I'm probably gonna do it differently than you anyway. Yeah. And I don't even know what the heck you're talking about. Your vocabulary is like, are you trying to trip me up? Anyway. Yeah. So like I think when I was a kid, I was very like just trying to be funny, and then like when I was making movies, I just really liked the feeling of like a story, like something in your brain turning into like something physical was like magical.
No, it is.
It was very magical. And then nowadays it's like very like an artistic outlet. Like it's not so much about like other people anymore. It used to be very much about like me being with other people doing this. Nowadays it's more like an outlet for me to like get stuff going. Like I'm feeling something, I'm gonna go out there. Also like probably my editing changed a lot. Nowadays it's more for that. I love editing, so that's
just like business, understanding how to edit and stuff like that has definitely changed.
Like when I got back from my mission, I got a Blackmagic camera. Okay. And those have special files that like are used with DaVinci Resolve, the editing program, and so which is like really good for color grading. So like nowadays I just love color grading. That's cool. So I kind of just am going with the waves of like what my heart's feeling. So nowadays that's what I like. I love color grading stuff. So I guess I've got skills all over as I've gone along.
But no, that's super cool. And like that's what I found is like the most important part of creating anything is just that like you're excited about it. Which is hard. It is hard. Especially when it gets to the point where people are paying you to make stuff, or you're not like the head person in charge of the project or whatever it is. Like you're just So
you got to do what you feel is right.
That's super sick. So do you mainly use DaVinci then? Do you not use Premiere? Really?
I grew up using Premiere, but I just use DaVinci now. Just because like my camera files don't work.
They don't work with Premiere.
They don't even. I'd have to like go through some hoops.
Really?
It's not worth it. Also, like after using Premiere or after using DaVinci.
Really? DaVinci is
everyone should be on DaVinci, like for real. Like masking is like so many things are just like
that's super interesting.
Dramatically better.
I might have to make this switch. I mean, I'm just like super early on in like understanding videography and stuff like that. Like this is my first camera. We'll see how the footage looks today. But that's super interesting. That's super cool.
I love DaVinci. Plus with my camera, you got the studio version for free.
Really?
So it was like, Is
it the same Blackmagic camera that you were talking about, or is it different?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that same camera.
That's super sweet.
So you use Premiere?
Yeah.
Did you go to? I remember you went to I remember in that comms class you were going to like the learning things.
Yeah. At the school? So the library. This is a plug, I guess. Yeah. The library offers classes for essentially everything in the Adobe Creative Suite. Yeah. So like I at that point had used like Photoshop and Illustrator and had like a decent grasp on like how to use them. Right. Because I didn't really learn anything Adobe until I took the advertising class winter semester of 2023.
And you had to use InDesign?
I didn't use InDesign.
Oh, what?
I used Canva for my project.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah, it was super easy. I actually took another class that taught me InDesign this last semester.
So are you like pretty proficient in that stuff?
I would say in InDesign, Illustrator, and Photoshop, I'm like pretty proficient. Like I can pretty much make whatever I'm thinking of. I can either make it or like with a short YouTube video can figure it out like pretty quick. Premiere I've been using since I started the podcast, so the past like 3 months ish. And I can do what I need to do. I'm not great at like the special effects and stuff like that. But I mean, if you look at my first video on YouTube or my first short like reel that I've made compared to like what's coming out now,
Right.
and at least in my opinion, it's like night and day of like the type of stuff that I'm making.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a process, and I think the biggest thing for me was just starting, because like I don't know, you're around and like you meet people doing advertising, applying to advertising that are just like spectacular.
Yeah.
Like they're amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm someone, I didn't know I wanted to do this. I haven't really expressed myself creatively until about a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been a lot of like imposter syndrome and just like getting over that, like, okay, maybe I'm not going to be good at this for a while, but at least I'm starting now.
Yeah.
And figuring stuff out.
No, that's the thing. And I feel like people look at like, I watch Micah's videos sometimes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like his stuff looks so good.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think a lot of people watch stuff like that and like it deters them from even doing something, because it's not going to look as good than like the guys who are getting paid millions of dollars to like create YouTube content.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it does deter you, but you do just have to like jump into it.
You just got to go.
Get sloppy.
Yeah, honestly.
People don't get sloppy.
Make something stupid that looks terrible, but like you learn something in the process.
No, exactly. People don't do that. We don't get sloppy enough. I think we're like all kind of perfectionists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all see, I think social media kind of sucks because like we just see the best that's coming out.
Like is blowing up and everything.
After people's years of experience.
Literally.
Yeah.
And the other thing with that is like, I've talked to Micah, I've talked to other people that are just like spectacular, and like, first of all, they're the kindest people ever.
Yeah.
They want to work with you. They want to help you. If you ask them questions, it's not going to be like they're going to be like gatekeeping or I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
So I think it's all just in our heads. Like,
yeah, no, it is.
At least my experience thus far with anyone that's in the program or applying is it's a really great community of creative people that want to work together, want to learn from each other, and just want to make stuff together.
Yeah. Which is like a dream.
It is the dream.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, in my opinion, the biggest draw to the advertising program is like that community.
Yeah.
Because like you can go off and make stuff and create your own portfolio by yourself. You don't have to go to school for that.
Right.
But it's just like the excitement of the people at BYU and like
a consistent community.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It's super sick.
Yeah. I think it's cool, like programs too, because like we all are going to be like in the same classes together. Like we're in elementary school again, growing up together, which is kind of like,
and they're small classes too.
Yeah.
You get to know everyone. And
yeah, it's more personal.
Yeah.
Which is like, I like that. I dig that vibe.
Yeah.
That's way better than like doing psychology and being like,
just giant
you never meet anyone. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. The community is super cool. And like the AdLab is super welcoming. Like, people just go in there and study and talk, and I don't know. So
I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, fingers crossed for me still.
You're in, dude. You're in. He's in.
We'll see. I'll put an update in this bio, so hopefully it's a positive one.
Yeah.
So before coming today, I looked into like the links that you sent me to like your website and Instagram and stuff like that. And you've done a ton of stuff. You've done like music videos, you've done like wedding videography, travel stuff, home videos.
Yes.
Is there like one that kind of draws you in more of like more captivating, or it's kind of just like, I like videography, I'll do whatever?
I don't know if there's one that I like more, but there are definitely some I like less.
Okay.
Like wedding videography is like a nightmare.
Why is that?
I hate it. It's so bad, dude. Like the pressure of like, oh my gosh, dude, it's so horrible. The pressure of like
missing a shot, or
like you miss something
moment.
And like you're editing this video for someone and you're like, this is their freaking like, it's the pressure I hate.
Like they're gonna watch this the rest of their lives.
Yeah, for real. So it's like you have to make something good, and I don't work well under pressure.
Yeah.
So like the pressure of a wedding video is a nightmare. And if you're on if you're at a wedding and someone there is not like very dominant, like the weddings that I've done, I've had photographers that are there that are like hard asses.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, you do this, get over here. Like they're not like they're doing the wedding.
Yeah, that's lame.
And I'm not like that. So I couldn't be like, get over here, like, let me get this shot.
Yeah.
So I hate it because that's not my personality. But music videos, that's really fun. They're very fun to edit and film. Those I love. Home video stuff's cool. I don't know. I just like the process of it. But Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, dude.
And I love, like, on your Instagram, I feel like it's a lot of, like, travel kind of
Yes.
stuff. Like, little 1 minute
Yeah.
snapshots into your traveling. Is there, like, a cool experience or, like, favorite project you've done with, like, traveling? And, like, why are you traveling so often? You just love traveling?
Yeah, I love traveling. I love to travel. I've got, like, me and my, like, best friend, we travel a lot. We both are, like, very down to do it. Like, a lot of people are like, yeah, like, I want to travel.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, okay, then do it.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you doing it then? And, like, it's a money thing. But also, like, sheesh, you can find cheap. Like, me and my buddy were going to the UK in April for, like, $500. Found tickets to England and back.
That's
so
sick.
It's like, I think you can do it. Anyways, my favorite travel video?
Or, like, project or experience working on travel stuff.
I did a big trip to Europe.
Yeah.
Last year, and saw, like, a lot of old friends, and
Just, like, from Georgia, or?
no. So on my mission, I made, like, a lot of friends in Germany.
Okay.
This is kind of cute. So, like, we went for like, I kind of hate videos that I feel like don't have any emotional impact.
Agreed.
Like, hopefully my videos have some sort of,
I think they do.
Okay. And, like, I want to show something and make someone feel something, and also I kind of, like, want to capture a feeling that I have.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I was in Europe, I made, like, amazing friends this past year. Like, we went to, like, some festival for, like, YSA.
Cool.
And I made, like, really good, like, friends that I was, like, so sad to leave. But I had all this footage with them.
Yeah.
And so it was, like, editing a video to kind of, like, encapsulate the feelings that I felt when I was with them is, like, really cool. And I feel like it's cool, too, because then it's, like, I don't forget those people. Like, they live in freaking Germany.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to see them very often. But it's like, you can go back to stuff like this and, like, rewatch it and be like, yeah. Like, I feel that. Like, that was, like, a great summer with them. Like, that was so fun. So something that encapsulates feeling. And that's something that encapsulated, like, a very powerful feeling for me.
Yeah.
Those relationships.
That's really cool. Yeah. That reminds me, so, story time.
Yeah.
How they do, like, senior trips where I grew up is they do beach week.
Oh, where the freak did you grow up?
I grew up in Virginia.
What freaking beaches are you going to?
So here's how it worked. So at the first, like, month of school of senior year, you find, like, 9 other friends, and you go in and you rent out a beach house at the Outer Banks for a week.
What?
And we have to choose the week. Like, everyone in the entire school district is going the same week.
What?
And it's the same general area. No.
Oh, okay.
We have to pay for it ourselves.
Okay,
There's no way they would fund
us.
this.
Damn, what the?
So like the first month, I found my friends. We, like, rented out this house that we were gonna go to the following summer. So almost like a year away. We, like, planned everything. And then it finally came up because of COVID. We, like, almost didn't go, and then we just ended up going. Anyway, all my friends growing up, super creative, love doing, like, videography and stuff like that. I didn't get into it until, like, just recently, but they're definitely, like, a big inspiration for that.
Yeah.
One of my buddies had this old, just, like, camcorder.
Oh.
And just carried
like
it
one
around.
Of those 90s vibes,
like,
kind of
super old.
That's
like,
so sick.
Home video feel.
Yeah.
And just carried it with him, like, the entire time, like, everywhere we went, like, parties, the beach, like, the drive up. And this trip happened about a month before I left on my mission. So throughout the whole mission, because he had so much footage and, like, it didn't, like, convert the right way and, like, took a bunch of space. Anyway, it took him, like, a while to edit the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then when I came back from my mission, none of these guys are members. And we just, like, watched this, like, little documentary of, like, our week at Beach Week. And it was just, like, the coolest thing ever. And
brings,
like,
it back, man.
Yeah. And I love that. I love having, like you mentioned, just, like, ideas or, like, moments out there, like, in a physical sense that you can go back and relive them.
Yeah, it's like a snippet of time that you get to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
So, super sick.
That's sick, dude. Is it on YouTube?
It isn't. I can show you or I might put it on here too, the intro that he made. It's literally so big of a file, he, like, can't export it like anywhere. So
interesting.
He just has it, like, on his computer, but
so how long is it?
It's like 10-15 minutes long.
The whole video?
The whole video.
That's sick.
Yeah. And it's so fun.
That is fun, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I had that back in the day.
Yeah.
With the boys.
I mean, that just makes me want to make sure that I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
Like, so I have these moments saved for whatever's next. Yeah. That's super cool.
Although you got to be careful. You have to like strike the balance. Because it's like, sometimes people just record everything. Like you go to a place and you see them Chinese people.
What?
Them Asian people who are like recording everything. And you're like, you're not even living in the moment. Yeah. Like, get into it. Nothing against Asian people. Yeah, it's just like, always them. It's just always Asian people in like New York who are just like, you know what I mean? Probably cut that. That's racist.
How do you like find that balance? Would you say like your camera's like always on you, or are you more intentional? Like on this trip, I'm gonna film it, or like on this trip, I'm not gonna film it.
Yeah, that's the hard thing because like I hate like not being in the moment of it.
Yeah,
like I freaking hate it. I try and like me and my I try and just do one day.
Yeah,
where I'll be like if I'm filming like just a city, I'll be like, all right. Like I went to New York with my parents. And I was like, all right, just on this day.
Like today's film day.
Like, I'm just going to go out there and do it. Sacrifice like an hour or two.
Yeah.
And like make it happen. Like when I'm out with my buddies, like I'll have my camera and I'll try and be quick with it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like make it a vibe, like be like, all right, boys, like it's right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really hate carrying a camera. And I'm also like kind of insecure about it when I'm like walking around with some, plus my camera's like stupid big. It's like I got some huge in camera. People are like,
yeah. I was gonna ask, like, when you're out in public, like with a camera shooting stuff like that, do you like do anything to like get over that just like awkwardness or insecurity?
I need to though. I wish like Micah.
Yeah,
bro. I remember our first day in advertising. The intro to advertising. He was editing some video of like his trip to New Mexico, and he like was getting up into like some people's faces.
That's crazy.
And like he was like he had asked people. I'm sure he wasn't just like but like he was asking people to like get up in their faces and like them like smoking a cigarette and stuff. Holy crap, these videos look amazing. And like I'll be like that dude's got guts, because like I have a hard time in a city. Like even me holding my camera out is like I feel insecure.
No, me too.
But he has mastered it. You should get him on here. I will listen to how he has mastered the art of being confident with the camera, because I need a little bit more of that.
This is officially the Micah episode.
Yes.
We're just like
this is the prelude to his episode. Get hyped about him.
We'll have to get him on now.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, like I was filming my like intro video for the advertising program. We have to make like a 60-second video for those that aren't aware. And that's like the first time I've really like made a video.
Right.
And I was out in public. Like, first of all, I was dressed up as Waldo.
Yeah.
In public.
Yeah, right.
With a camera.
Right. Were you like...
And I was like, I feel like a goofball right now. Like, I feel so dumb.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's looking at me. People are like honking at me as I'm like driving down the street. They're like, I found you. We found Waldo.
That's hilarious.
And I was just like, I feel so uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, that's hilarious, dude. That saw that.
But it was a good learning experience for me for so many reasons. And like, I don't know, in all honesty, like that's one of the reasons I love the podcast is like I don't feel like I'm intruding on anyone's like privacy, and like I feel comfortable just like putting the camera out, and I still have stuff to edit anyway. It's personal. It's kind of like tucked. Yeah, it's nice. It's like a safe environment to use the camera, I feel. And it's you get good chats. Great chats. Spectacular chats, and that's been super fun. So you also mentioned on your bio that upon returning home from your mission, you started a business. Yes. Which, just tell me a little bit about that. Like, what was like the inspiration? What's the process been? How's that been going? So when I first got home, I started a business doing, so like before my mission, I recorded my family. Okay. I'm really into the idea of like family history and like recording. Like I record you, I sit here and record you talking about your life and like where things are at in your life and the hard things you've gone through. Saving stories. Yeah. Saving stories. And I'm like I go on family history a lot and look at people's stuff. Like imagine if you clicked on your great-great-great-grandpa and saw him when he was 20 talking about his life. That's way cooler than when he's like 90. 80, yeah, exactly. So like I got back from my mission with this idea that like I wanted to like just record people's histories. Mm-hmm. And I was doing it with old people, which maybe is where I went wrong. Anyways, I was like,
had the whole dig going. I had a website and I had the whole thing, and I was like doing cold calls, and nothing ever bit.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that, so I kind of gave up on that, and was just kind of like, all right, business isn't for me. And then like a few months ago, I got an email on that site from someone that was like, hey, you want to buy my domain name? The domain name was like Videography Utah. And I was like, you're what?
Yeah.
That's the freaking domain name? That's amazing. So I bought the domain name for like dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap.
Which is like perfect 2 keywords.
Dude,
for like
literally, I know. Yeah, it's perfect. So I bought it. I bought a ton of other domain names that sounded like it, so no one could ever freak me over, you know what I mean? And then I reached out to a ton of videographers, because the idea of the business isn't so much about like me doing videography.
Yeah.
It's more about like setting other people up with jobs.
Gotcha.
So like someone would come to videographyutah.com and like I would talk to them and help them get someone that would like fit their needs exactly, because like I know these guys and like I know what kind of work they do, their prices. So it's like if someone needs something done, then like they call and I talk to them. And so things are going. Yeah. There's so many road bumps though, and I don't think starting a business is like my personality at all. So like it's so hard for me, but like I just am trying to be loyal to it. But there's so many road bumps. Like this guy, I'm working with this guy building my website, and like we were this close to being done a few weeks ago. Like I started advertising on like social media. I'm like making the ads and stuff. Yeah. Started running them, and then I like noticed a few things on the site and was like, had to pause the ads. And then I'm like, all right, time to get this guy. I was like, getting this guy on the phone, fix this stuff, man. Yeah. He's in the hospital. He's been in the hospital for like 3 weeks. Crazy. So I can't fix the freaking site. So it's like there's a lot of roadblocks for me that like just bug me. Yeah. And like I'm like very impatient guy. So I'm like, get up and like move. So it's like very frustrating, but it's happening. Yeah. Yeah. That's sick though. Like I feel like we talked about before, like that's the hardest part. It's just starting something. Yeah. And being loyal to it. Yeah. Yeah. And sticking to it. Because it's very easy to like, and like the podcast too, as an example, is like at the beginning you're like, I'm starting a podcast. Yeah. It's fun. It's like this is exciting. And then you're like, wait, this is like kind of hard to have to do it every single week and make sure I'm always making reels and always like finding new guests and like all this other stuff. Right. So like, I don't know. It says a lot about a person, in my opinion, to like continue with something once that like initial excitement or like feeling of the moment of starting goes away. Past. Yeah, exactly. It's like a relationship with someone. Yeah, literally. You're literally marrying something. No, you are. It is a genuine relationship I have with like the podcast, or you have with the business, or whatever it is. Yeah. Sick. So do you have like an idea of where you want videography to take you? Do you want to go the advertising route? Do you want to kind of stick with this business, or is it too early to tell? What do you say? This is the question. I don't know. I really like videography as like an outlet for myself. Yeah. And I don't know if I like the idea of me being able to like I really like the like we were talking about earlier, this vision of like doing an internship in New York. Yeah. That'd be sick. Yeah. I like I'm a person who likes structure, so like starting a business is very hard for me. Yeah. So like I see myself more going advertising route. Okay. I don't know if I'd want to do videography though. I kind of perhaps just creative problem solving. Yeah. Is pretty much what advertising is. But in terms of my videography, I think it's always just like a way to encapsulate moments and like create something that makes me and other people feel and like have a like, this sounds dumb, but like to be an influencer actually would be kind of cool. Yeah. Because like you are just making short content that like is powerful and like I would hope hit people and like meaningful to you personally. Yeah, too. Right. Like you can be an influencer of whatever you want. Right, exactly. And just make stuff that like you feel like is from the heart. That would be really cool. I think that's like kind of a silly dream. I don't think so. I think like if that's what you want, I say you go for it, dude. Yeah, maybe. Man, never really thought about it. But I like the freedom of like being able to do stuff. And Videography Utah is very Utah. Yeah. And like I want to live in Utah, but like I don't know. You are asking the question that is flying around my head lately. So
deep question. It's a big one. I mean, I don't know if I have
like
answer
30
for that
different
either.
answers I could throw you, and they'd all be right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think videography will always be a part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you said like creative problem solving in advertising, does that mean something apart from videography to you?
Yes.
Like, do you want to be more involved with like the ideation of stuff instead of execution? Would you say?
My thing is like in the AdLab, I think that things will probably go like, oh, he's content creator, like get him to help you make your videos.
Yeah.
But I think realistically in the world, once you get out of college, the job you will probably get is not what you've been doing. Perhaps I could be very wrong, but the way that my brain is telling me is like, well, like if you're going into advertising and like I don't think it, maybe I'm wrong again, but if like I'm in content creation, when I leave, I'm not sure if they would be like, oh, he did content creation, like get him in the content creation side of things. I feel like it'd be more general, like, yeah, give him this advertising, like, you're running an account kind of vibe.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think I have the answer either.
Yeah.
I think we're both kind of just pretty early on in the process. My understanding is, like, just each agency is going to be completely different the way they structure things. That's true. So I think that it really just depends where you land, how big the agency is, you know, what kind of role they would want you to play. Yeah. But I think everything creative kind of goes hand in hand, you know. And the good thing about the AdLab, based on, you know, what I've heard talking to other students and stuff like that, is even though you are content creation, you're not locked in that box. Right. If you want to focus more on copywriting stuff, on art direction, or whatever it is, whatever role you want to play, I think you kind of have that freedom. No one's going to be like, oh, your content, like, stop making ideas or stop write a script.
Why are you writing that?
Yeah, literally. So, you know, you apply at a discipline and you generally try and like stay in that, but I think they overall just want you to create and have that freedom and not be locked in a box.
Which is like sick.
Yeah.
And if that's how a job was, then that would be like, that's a dream. But
yeah, no, I totally agree.
We'll see when New York comes around, eh?
That is honestly the dream. Like, I want to either go there for an internship or right out of college go straight to New York City and just like get that experience. Like, I don't want to be there for like 10 years, but like just be there for like
knock a year out.
Knock a year just like out. Because that's the thing, it's just like New York, LA have the same draw that Provo does to me right now. Is that community of cool, diligent, hardworking, creative people. Just that kind of like environment.
So LA we'll for you as well. That has
in my mind, LA and New York are very similar in that type of community. Because people go to LA, people go to New York in search of creative opportunities and just to be surrounded by that kind of environment. In my mind, LA is the New York of the West Coast. And maybe I'm wrong.
Have you been to LA?
I have.
I have not.
Yes.
So my idea of LA is like weird. You like
I think both of them are weird.
It's nice.
Yes.
That was not confident.
It's like, I don't know, there's like pros and cons of both. Like,
is it like big buildings? What's the vibe?
Yeah. Really? I mean, it's just like
I've never even seen a freaking picture.
A ton of people are from, you know, going to LA from all different disciplines just to kind of like find themselves, I would say. And that's similar to New York City.
Yeah, that's true.
Like New York City, it's stinky.
I love that stink though.
Do you?
I love that.
Crazy. Stink. That's wild.
That's a yummy stink.
But like for me, that's a deterrent. And there's things like in LA,
that is a deterrent for you?
The smell of New York City is 100% a deterrent.
Like you think about that?
Yes.
No freaking way.
Yeah, it stinks.
That's hilarious. I've never thought.
So like there's very big pros and very big cons to LA and New York in my opinion. So it's not a long-term goal for me. Really. Right.
Except for Utah.
But definitely, you know, wanting to live in a place like one of those two places at some point. Cool.
Yeah, that is a dream.
Well,
amen.
Believe it or not, we're kind of nearing the end of this episode.
Wow.
Time flies.
Huge.
What I always do at the end is I give the person, the interviewee, an opportunity to share whatever. That can be along the lines of what we've already talked about, something that you came wanting to share and haven't yet, or really just whatever comes to mind. I like to leave it pretty open-ended.
Interesting. Well, I think even before my This is kind of interesting. Maybe this is an interesting tidbit to end on, but my dad growing up, and I think this is where a lot of my draw for videography comes from as well, like just recording things.
Yeah.
My dad growing up always had a camera, like home videos.
Gotcha.
But he was like pretty like he did it pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know how good people do it.
I
Did
don't
you do
know.
it pretty good? You got a lot of that stuff?
I have a couple of them of home videos that my dad made.
Hells yeah.
I don't even pay attention to like how good it is in all honesty. I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
That we even have this.
No, that's the thing. It's not like you got some sick shots or
Yeah.
anything. But
Some
it's
like cinematography, like
some silhouette
no,
of
it's
us
just
in
dad just holding the camera at his
for real.
kid.
Yeah, which is like definitely messy.
Right.
Like some brother just videoing something on some big camera. But
Yeah.
like I love looking back at those videos and like feeling that. And I think it's important that like people do record stuff
Yeah.
to like preserve those good feelings. I think that's what it's like all about for me.
Yeah.
Is like creating good vibes and preserving the good days too, and the hard, and like just
documenting it.
having
Yeah.
something there to like show your life. Like I'm working on a project right now. Like I'm doing my life in symbolism,
Okay.
which is kind of weird, but like
That's cool.
something about like me recording my life in some way, like kind of like a history of who I am through some avenue.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I just think that's important. People need to do that, and not just on your freaking vertical phone either.
Yeah.
Get a sweet little camera. Get a freaking flip video, and get to it. Isn't that kind of sad? Do you think about that? How kids are going to be looking at like HD video of themselves?
Yeah. I haven't thought too much about that in all honesty.
I hate that.
And the other thing that I was going to add is like, because I do feel like people do document their lives.
Yeah.
Like they take videos and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That said, no one has enough iCloud storage on their phone.
For real.
And most of the times, the videos just get cycled out because you delete the old ones and
Yeah.
make new ones. I don't know. That's just a thought that came to mind. I don't have any solution,
Yeah.
but I'm like, people need to be, I need to be saving these
Yeah.
videos somewhere.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's not, that doesn't exist right now, like a
Yeah.
platform to just save your,
On our with Videography Utah for our family history stuff, because we still are doing family history stuff.
yeah.
We upload our stuff to YouTube unlisted, and then like you could put a link on your family
That's
history.
smart.
So
That's so smart.
Yeah. So if you want to preserve stuff, put it on YouTube. Just like throw it all on like Premiere.
Yeah.
And then throw it on YouTube unlisted.
That's a super smart idea.
Then throw that link on a family history.
Yeah.
Then one day your great grandkid is going to
You
be
just
watching
watch-
you and your boys on the beach. And they'll be like, hell yeah, grandpa was sick. He's a dog.
That's a spectacular idea, and I'm definitely gonna start doing
Dude,
that.
you should.
It's like you just take like maybe every 2 weeks, once a month, you just upload one video,
Yeah.
and you can just document a whole year
For real.
video, and not
Edit
worry
it
about
nice.
doing
Put a nice song over it. Make someone
not?
feel something.
Yeah.
Kind of cute.
it. Cool.
Yeah, man. Do it. Family
will.
history. The end of this is a family history. And a shout out to Apple to make their iCloud storage bigger.
Yeah. No, Apple. If you're watching this, I'm on your head. Watch your
Yeah.
back. Fix Apple iCloud.
Get on this. What's his name?
Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Steve Jobs. Freaking do something, man. What's the other guy?
I have no idea. I only know Steve Jobs.
Damn.
But this
Kevin?
is officially the Steve Jobs, Micah Bode,
Yes.
Utah, Videography Utah,
Yes.
Apple iCloud,
Family
BYU
history.
AdLab family history episode.
Yes. Brilliant. We touched on all those topics.
All the important
You
pillars.
should list that on the thing. You
Yeah.
should list it as that's what.
Oh,
our
that's
discussion-
going to be the title of the video. This
You
is
should.
the official.
Yes.
That's
you
it.
should. That's sick. Kevin Cook.
Whoa.
It's Kevin Cook. That's the guy. That's Apple.
Is
guy.
he like the head of Apple right
Yeah,
now?
he's the
Kevin
CEO.
Cook? He's
Yeah.
not cooking.
No, he's not cooking. What them Apple Visions?
No.
You gonna get those?
No.
No.
Are you going to get him?
I would love to.
Are those like...
Can you imagine editing a video with your freaking?
I feel like I would
the
get so
whole
mad trying to
room?
figure out how to do it all. The
Yeah, but you
first
can use a
time.
mouse. I think.
Can you actually?
it's used- yeah. Imagine editing a video. The whole freaking room is Premiere Pro.
Okay. Once this video blows up and I make, how expensive are they? Like
They're like $4,000.
$4,000. Then
All you
I'll
need is
just get
$4,000.
Yeah.
Get your Robin Hood out.
Easy.
Get cooking.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jack, for making the time today. It's been a fun conversation. Wish you the best of luck in the AdLab and with your business and all of your other endeavors.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and end there.
Thanks.